Whew. What a day, right? Probably should turn that on so I could hear myself. Yeah, Animal Crossing soon. Animal Crossing news. And also, One Step from Eden got a release date today, which, I backed that, and I backed the Switch version, so that's 2 games I'll have looking forward to next month. I kinda didn't want that many games piled up at once, but hey, we'll make do. And just like we'll make do tonight with the Somnium files. In we go. Just make sure sound's working properly, because I hit the button in the middle of it. Oh, it gets me every friggin' time. I keep forgetting that happens. Okay. Alright, works. We're good. Let's go. Let's swim through our brain memory fluid. So we questioned Soshima. We put him under the sink. We saw Asek getting killed. We stopped her from getting killed in the dream, and somehow she's alive again? So things are clearly starting to go off the rails, or Date's being taken for a very elaborate ruse right now. I don't know. But this is when things get good. I hope. Gooder. About Renju.
Mizuki went to Bloom Park 3 nights ago. She was prompted by a Nile message from Renju.
Mizuki, Daddy got caught up in something serious. Please come to Bloom Park's merry-go-round right away.
There are 3 possibilities. 1. Renju killed Shoko, or was an accessory to the murder. 2. Renju was threatened or blackmailed into luring Mizuki to the scene. 3. The culprit used Renju's phone to send the Nile message. In any case, the motive is still unknown. We need to talk to Renju.
Renju? Where did you go?
Where is Renju?
You asked Mama at Marble for information regarding Renju Okiura, correct? It is possible she may have something for you by now.
I asked Moma for information too. Mama and Moma. They must know each other. Their names are very similar. But I had to promise him a meeting with Iris. Moma can wait for now.
We can talk to Iris's mom as well. She was Renju's classmate, right? Iba told me about her.
About Okiura Fishery.
I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras. The same Okiuras we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has...
We've heard this line like 4 times already.
Office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious. I would suggest searching the warehouse again. You may be able to discover why Iris was resurrected.
We've searched it like a million times. A dream-changing reality?
It is absurd. Not possible. Dreams are figments of the imagination. An incident which took place entirely in your mind cannot have any bearing on the real world. That is preposterous. Consider it. If you were to find money in your dream, does your bank account balance go up in reality?
I don't know, I've never checked.
If you were to be attacked by aliens in your dream, does a swarm of UFOs invade Earth?
Maybe.
But at the warehouse,
You must have been hallucinating. Within Mizuki's Somnium, you saw Iris's frozen corpse. It is affecting your mental state. Last night, you were so fazed by it that you couldn't speak. If it bothers you to this degree, why not go talk to Iris?
Where is Iris now?
Her cell phone is on. I can trace her via GPS. She is currently somewhere in the Lemniscate building.
About so.
Congressman Sejima is suspicious in more ways than one. Exhibit A. 3 days ago, So called Shoko Nadami's phone. We still don't know exactly why. He only told us it was meant to be private. Exhibit B. So Sejima was at Okiura Fishery Warehouse last night, but he didn't inform us of this. There must be something he doesn't want us knowing. Exhibit C. So was in Iris's Somnium.
Other way around, boss. You even said it in the text properly, but not in the voice line. Or am I supposed to be thrown off by that?
Dreams are constructed from memories. Yet the good congressman denies he ever knew Iris.
Where's So now?
I sent him home yesterday.
You released him?
What was I supposed to do? We can't hold him without solid proof. What we saw with Iris hasn't happened yet.
In any case, we have to speak with him again.
About prophetic dreams. I've noticed that this...
Stranger things have been known to happen.
I've noticed that all the weird shit is happening on this, like, timeline, whereas the other timelines are more just, like, murder mystery.
2 days ago, Date found Iris's frozen corpse in Mizuki's Somnium. It must have been a prophecy.
Boss.
There's a lot of stuff in this world that can't be explained by science.
Pewter will beat them all up. Boss's knack for change is one of her good qualities. Not having beliefs is what she believes in. That's how she established herself as a major player in the police department. Because she believed what she wanted to. A dream changing reality?
Date and Iba saved Iris in Somnium, and that changed the history of the real world? Well, I guess it's not impossible.
That isn't what you said yesterday.
That was then, this is now. A woman's mind changes with the phases of the moon, you know.
She also doesn't want to make Pewter cry.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, I believe in Date. I trust him more than anyone else in Abyss.
Summary, now.
There are 4 people I should talk to. So Sejima, Iris and Hitomi Sagan, and Mama. And I need to check the warehouse one more time.
We have many avenues of investigation.
Let's get moving.
Time to get moving. I'll just go to Marble, get that done with. See, like, I feel like Mama is just kind of the outlet of information. So it's hard for me to, like, want to prioritize going to her last. Because it's just like, well, she's not super involved in the main story, whatever.
You need more info on Ren? I'm sorry to waste your time, but I don't have anything for you.
See?
You're so cold, Mama.
Hey, I'm over here.
About Renju.
You know about Renju and the Kumakura gang, right?
Yeah, I know. I heard it from his own mouth right here.
Do they have anything to do with the talent scandal at Lemniscate?
Maybe
Talent
now they
scandal?
do, since Renju is the president of Lem. But even before that, Renju and the Kumakuras go way back. All the way back to high school.
Oh, backstory.
Hey, Date. Have you ever seen a dead body?
I remember Renju saying that to me after he and I went through a bottle.
You're a policeman. I don't know what department, but I assume you aren't handing out traffic tickets. So, how about it?
I didn't answer. I turned the question around on him.
What about you?
Me? Well, yeah.
Sipping that
Not
big
just
bowl of
one.
ice cream.
Countless bodies. When I was in high school, I had a pretty crazy job. You know the Kumakura gang? I was hooked up to one of their phone fraud scams. I just had to go collect the money from drop points and give it to the Kumakuras. It was an easy job. Eventually, I became friends with the higher-ups. They started taking me with them on jobs.
What jobs?
The target was always an elderly person from the country with no family. Elderly folk who owned a lot of land, you know? They live every day in loneliness and desperation. You just have to be nice to them. That's all it takes. Guys would get to know the old people and they would set up an adoption process. After that, you just have to get them really drunk. Throw them in the tub full of hot water and they pass. Just like that. Heart attack, brain hemorrhage, or they simply go to sleep and drown. The police almost never investigated. It always looked natural, like they died of old age. So the adopted gang members would inherit the land. Then we sell it and make massive profits. I watched a lot of people get killed like that, and I've seen journalists get killed for getting too close to the truth. So I... Why am I telling you all this?
I certainly sympathize a lot more with Renju than I do Shoko, but I'm getting the feeling that neither of them are all that great.
Are you going to arrest me?
I took a sip from my glass. I didn't say anything for a while.
You didn't do it yourself, right?
No, I was always the lookout. But still... Date,
Tears fell to the counter, unending. We didn't say another word until the ice in the glass had melted to nothing. How's it going, by the way?
Well, I could use a little help down there, if you know what I mean.
I do not know what she means. Perhaps you should take her up on her offer.
Absolutely not.
Why are you always brushing that
I
fish?
find it calming.
Why is that?
Don't ask me.
I don't
Summarize
have anything
for
else
me.
for you. Sorry, I'm not much help.
No, don't worry about it.
Can you come back again tonight? There's a regular here who is good friends with Ren. They should be here tonight. If you ask him, he might have some information for you.
Tonight?
Yes. I'll be waiting for you.
Interesting.
Care to watch some riveting videos with balls and holes?
Sorry, I don't like golf.
Tax, he drives her. What is this? It looks like a poster for something. Go back to the cold storage warehouse. Get the investigation stuff done. With Aiba in my left eye socket, I walked into the cold storage warehouse. I'm surprised this timeline hasn't had any splits in it yet. Like, the right side's just a straight shot. Looks like this goes up here, but there's no way of doing that. I could see my breath. I looked around shivering. Nothing seemed changed from last night, though.
You first arrived here yesterday at 9 p.m. At that time, lying on this workbench was...
Iris's dead body, covered with a white cloth.
But the second time,
The corpse was gone.
it was 11:25 p.m. But the body could not have simply vanished. Crime scene investigation was here before 11:25 p.m.
When did they arrive?
According to the report, 10:30 p.m. After we finished sinking with So.
It took them an hour and a half to get here?
Correct.
Why did it take them so long?
Interesting.
Unknown. The report does not specify. Perhaps a result of outside influence.
Intentional
Outside influence.
lateness. Interesting.
In any case, there is nothing of note about the bench. Examining it will not reveal any further information.
In other words, stop pressing A over it.
A forklift. It doesn't seem like it's in use. It was likely just left here. A switchboard. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. A forklift. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. A crane on the ceiling. Nothing has changed. There are numerous cardboard boxes on the shelves. There is nothing abnormal about them. Hi, I'm Jemimon.
Iba, the jokes, you've gotta stop.
This coming from the guy who made a cherry popping joke to his adoptive daughter. An oil drum. Doesn't have magical pockets, though. Nothing hidden in the shadows over here. Nothing in it.
There are only a few items on the shelf. It is likely that this warehouse isn't in regular use. It's a wooden... There is nothing inside.
We searched the warehouse again, but we didn't find anything useful.
Nothing.
But finding nothing may, in fact, be something.
What do you mean?
I was just thinking out loud. Let's get going. Date, your temperature is dropping. At this rate, they might find your body in here. That machine is used to cut ice. Do they store ice here?
An ice cutting machine. Surely a very safe and easy to use machine that would never harm anyone. Let's get this over with. Hey V4, how you doing?
So Sajima is a key person of interest in this case. Earlier, the boss cited 3 points of suspicion against him, and I agree with her assessment. I checked the call logs of So's phones. Congressman Sajima has one phone under his name, and a burner phone rented under a fake name.
Good, supposedly trying to sleep. Don't stay up too late.
Did you find anything interesting?
Unfortunately, no.
Really?
But I do have something. I looked into So's secretary's phone. One call in particular stood out to me.
Huh?
It was 1 week ago, from Fuchu Prison. The caller
Oh,
identified
shit.
themselves as inmate number 89.
Of course.
89.
Yes, this is most likely the same person who called HQ.
I know who killed Shoko Nadami.
The steering wheel. The
When
dash.
you crash, the first thing you hit is the dash.
Interesting.
Date, this reminds me of Egyptian mythology. Hathor, the mother of Ra. The mirror was one of her sacred symbols.
Wasn't she a cow or something?
This box is where you keep your doves.
It's not a dove box.
It is for me. Looks like Iba is sitting in the passenger seat. Who is number 89?
From what I can determine, he is an assassin. He accepts jobs from the criminal underworld for substantial rewards. His code name is Falco.
Falco.
Correct.
Interesting that happened there. We heard that information in another timeline, so interesting. What's number 89's name?
Unknown.
You don't know?
He is not registered in any databases. He could be a foreigner or recent immigrant, but it would be impossible to determine from where. However, I did not detect any accent in his speech. I believe we can conclude that he grew up in Japan.
Because everyone in Japan speaks with a perfect English accent. What's he in jail for?
Murder. He is serving a life sentence for multiple counts. He was imprisoned 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
What's the relationship between So and number 89?
Unknown. You would have to ask Mr. Sajima for that information.
Number 89 said he knew who killed Shoko.
He did, but that may be a lie.
Yeah, perfect
Does he
accent.
have any connections to the Cyclops serial killings?
Unknown. In all honesty, I have no idea.
Don't say that.
Number 89.
Should we visit Fuchu Prison?
No, we don't have time. Call up Boss. Tell her to request that number 89 be brought to Abyss.
Roger.
Wait, are we gonna dive into him again?
I heard there was no body found at the cold storage warehouse.
So you wasted my time for nothing, you
Isn't
piece
your
of shit.
investigation over?
Iba, look! A merman!
So is a wealthy politician. It is no surprise to me that he has a merman. Wait, a merman?
Oh, hey everybody! I'm a merman.
I heard a strange voice just now. Could it be...
Speaking of gardens, what kind do you prefer?
I like a well-manicured lawn. But some bushes aren't bad either.
Date, you fuck.
I mean, what?
That's a big green mochi. Actually, now that I look at it closer, it's just a bush. A spherical bush. Not a mochi. So is feeding the koi in the pond. About number 89.
Number 89? Who is that?
An inmate at Fuchu Prison. He used to go by Falco. He was an assassin.
Odd, finding such a person in Japan. What about him?
About a week ago, he called your secretary.
I don't know anything about that. He was probably calling for a pardon or some such nonsense. My secretary probably decided it wasn't worth my attention.
Why did you call Shoko?
You are beginning to irritate me.
What did you want to talk to her about?
Show bushy mustache.
What is the private matter you mentioned? What is your relationship with her?
I'll answer your questions when you present a warrant.
Why were you at the
I
warehouse?
told you I will not answer that question.
And why not? We didn't find anything there. There's nothing to hide.
It appears that he will not respond.
About Iris.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know that girl. I've never seen her before.
Date.
Yeah, obviously he's
I knew He
lying.
was lying. This proves it.
I am having difficulty determining his motive for lying. After all, Iris was not killed.
Maybe he's got a secret with her he doesn't want us knowing. What are you hiding so?
About number
Need
89.
information, you can ask her. I can't help you.
Oh, a new character.
Haven't you people got enough? I'm very busy. Oh, actually, I do have one more thing to tell you. To be honest, Kaname Date, I don't like you. I don't ever want to see you again. So I suggest that you don't show your face here anymore. It's what's best for both of us. Understand?
Okay, Dad. So walked away sternly.
Who does this guy think he is?
Date, your blood pressure is skyrocketing. Any higher could kill you. Relax, Date. We still have much to do.
I know.
It is weird how that hasn't come up again. One ending, he just casually mentions that he's his father, and it just hasn't come up again at all yet. Or rather, he says something along the lines of "done in by your own father" when he's trying to kill Date.
I am so aggro right now.
Who says that?
Why are you angry?
You backed out on your Shovel Forge promise.
I didn't make any promises.
You promised me a date, though.
I did go to your house.
2 minutes before midnight, and you didn't even take me anywhere.
Yeah, because we only had 2 minutes.
We could have gone somewhere. Iturup, Kunashir, Shikotan, Habomai?
Absolutely not.
We
Iturup.
should have come earlier.
Well,
There's the girlfriend. There's an abstract painting hung
Like
up.
it? It's called Fisherman Shagging a Common Dandy.
Dante, it's a Terraphila camellifolia. Look! Yay! Yay! Go Terraphila camellifolia!
Aiba gets awfully excited about insects. Only one line this time. I want to know where Renju is.
I want to too. We've been looking for him. We've been getting so many calls. It's hard to keep up with.
Can I have your contact information?
Why?
well, because it may lead to something in the future.
I don't know.
Dante, we're on an investigation.
Just let me have this.
That's enough. I'll come right out of your eye socket if you don't stop. I'm serious. I'm going to pop out.
I'm 5'4".
Not the measurements I'm asking for. Yeah, she's got a very
That
valley
is clearly not what you meant.
white girl accent. What's your type?
Well, I like guys that like New Guinea fruit bats and yellow spotted neck turtles.
I cannot even picture that.
Aiba flew out of my left eye and started dancing on the desk. The receptionist immediately fainted. Iris saw the whole thing and also fainted. And so my story ended. The end. But I couldn't let that happen, so I decided not to ask her for her information.
It's Shinsen-Chatran.
Who's that?
Shinsen-Chatran's video is playing, apparently. Special, how to make good soba. I'll bring that one home for later. It's a
I
sofa.
should lose some weight.
I didn't say so fat.
Oh, it's a high table.
Date, I don't understand. You want me to say hi to this table?
That's not what I said.
Iris is looking at me. Where's Renju?
What about him?
I don't need to hide it. I told her about Renju's disappearance.
A traffic accident? I'm worried.
Any idea where he could have gone?
I'm sorry, no.
It's Monday, no school?
It is Monday, but it's a holiday.
It is?
No school today? Duh.
Oh, right. It's a holiday.
Did you forget to?
That's why I'm at Lemniscape today. We're going to do a recording session for a show soon.
Convenient plot device. Do you know Sosajima, the politician?
I've seen him on TV.
He was in your dreams.
No,
Not at all.
no, not at all.
Why was your phone off yesterday?
I know you were mad about our date, but why was your phone off? I couldn't get a hold of you.
I saw your body.
Iris, I promise you won't laugh. But I saw something at the cold storage warehouse last night.
What?
Your dead body. I told you not to laugh.
But come on, Date. I'm alive. I'm right here. Look, I can jump around. Woohoo!
Stop. I'm serious.
I mean,
In my dream, I saved you from being killed. And here you are.
you mean Iva did.
Which is why I was like that when I went to your house yesterday. Sorry, there's no point in telling you all this.
No, it's fine. Sorry for laughing. I just didn't know what was up with you.
Huh?
I believe you, Date. Maybe you were in a parallel world or something.
Another bizarre explanation.
I mean, if this was Zero Escape, it's very well possible. About the late night visitor.
Last night around 2 a.m., someone visited you. Who was it? And you left the house as well. Where did you go?
You really want to know?
Yes.
And you'd do anything for the answer.
Yes.
All right then, Shovel Forge.
No.
Then go on a date with me.
Again, no.
But you owe me for yesterday.
I told you I couldn't get a hold of you.
Objection. Even if you did get a hold of me, you didn't want to see me anyway, right? Until you fulfill your promise, I won't tell you anything.
Fuck.
So, what are we doing?
What do you mean?
For our date, of course.
Go on a date.
Fine.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yay! So you'll play Shovel Forge with me?
I will not.
So, we'll go on a date then.
Yes.
Deal. And you have to honor our agreement this time.
I can't believe it.
Oh, but we can't go right away.
Thank
I have a
God.
recording coming up. I should be done by 3, though. Tessa, we're starting soon. Got it! So, Date, meet me back here at 3? If you ditch me, I will be beyond furious. Anyway, bye for now. Peace!
Iris smiled and strolled over to the studio.
There is no point remaining here. Let's get moving.
Sagan residence. Carl speaking.
I apologize for yesterday. I arrived uninvited.
No, I'm grateful. Thanks to you, Mizuki has her voice back.
No, I didn't do anything.
Hitomi is sitting on the sofa.
I've been wondering about that picture.
Iris drew it when she was 12.
That's you on the left and Iris in the middle, correct?
Yes,
And who's on the right?
the man I was dating at the time. It was only for 3 months, but I met him about 6 years ago. Have you
Of
been to
course.
the Kume Shrine in the Minato district?
Yep.
I was praying there one day, and I heard a voice. Well, more like a groan.
Oh.
At the shrine, I saw a man sitting on the ground. He
She
was
saw,
bleeding badly from his
Falco.
stomach. I took out my phone to call an ambulance, but he grabbed my wrist, and he held me, and then he kissed me. I was shocked, but when I stared into his eyes, then I heard footsteps, and then a bunch of men yelling. They were looking for him. When the voices and footsteps faded, he let me go. Don't call an ambulance, and don't call the cops. I knew he had to be a criminal, so I took him to an underground clinic I knew.
You took him to a mob doctor?
Renju's friend. I only met him once.
Damn.
Date, a riddle.
God damn it,
A
Iva.
man-eating alligator lives in a river. There are no bridges or boats. How do you cross?
Use the
Let's
elephant.
see. jump across?
Wrong. The solution is simple. You just swim across.
But what about the man-eating alligator?
He's at a convention out of town. He isn't in the river.
Like a ski resort with no skiers. But the same painting that's at Lemniscate? Hitomi is touching her right shoulder with her left hand. Where is Renju?
Did something happen to him? You asked me that yesterday.
Wait, what happened there? Oh, they said the same line twice in text.
You asked me that yesterday.
I told her about Renju's disappearance.
Right from the hospital? I'm sorry. I have no idea.
About Iris.
I've put Iris through so much. I was 19 and single when she was born. People didn't take kindly to that, but Iris was such a fighter. She always protected me. I remember, one time at the nursery, some of the other mothers were talking about me. Iris ran up to them and said, "Don't talk about my mommy." I'm supposed to be the mother, but it's Iris who's always protecting me.
Aww. What about your parents?
They died when I was 17. I was an orphan, and my relatives lived far away. They might have taken me in, but I was already in my second to last year of high school. It wasn't a good idea for me to move that late. So I decided to stay here, by myself.
And take care of Iris.
Yes, all alone. But Renju would help sometimes.
Do you have the day off?
Yes, today's a holiday. Iris isn't in school. She went to Lemniscate.
Yeah, I saw her earlier.
Is that so? It was always just me and her. Vacations, barbecues, zoos, amusement parks. Just me and her. Oh, that reminds me. When Iris was 5, there was a children's theater show in Bloom Park. It was called Milky Moon. It was about girls as magical space rangers and such. She loved singing and dancing. Even as a kid, whenever she heard music, her body would start moving. It was a quirk of hers, and she did it at the show, too. Toward the end, when all the Milky Moon girls were dancing to the ending song, Iris climbed up onto the stage and danced with them. I tried to stop her, of course. I grabbed her arm and tried to get her to sit, but before I knew it, she was up there, dancing. And everyone was so excited. Even I was dancing by the end of it. When it was over, she had the biggest smile on her face. "Mama, you're a good dancer." That's the kind of girl she was.
Aww.
Whenever she sees someone playing music on the street, she'll run up and join them, right then and there. Music at the train station, the crosswalk beeping, even at convenience stores. When their little chime played, she would start dancing. It almost got her into trouble once. She was on the jungle gym and a truck drove by. It was playing loud music out the windows. She climbed up to the top and started dancing, but she lost her balance and fell. She fractured her leg pretty badly.
Oof.
It was on a Sunday, and it was hard to find an open emergency care. I was carrying her on my back, running and running through town. I could still hear her crying. "Will I still be able to dance, Mommy? Can I still dance?" She cried and cried into my shoulder. It was the only time she ever cried so much. No, that's not true. There was one other time.
What was the other time?
6 years ago, I was the victim of a shooting. After the surgery, Iris came in running, and she was sobbing.
Mommy, don't die! Don't die! Please don't
swore to myself then that I would protect her, no matter what. Iris is everything to me, more important than my own life.
Iris must really enjoy dancing,
Yeah.
though her drawing skills could use some work.
Drawing skills?
Look at the drawing on the wall.
We already did that.
Even though we had our first kiss seconds after meeting each other, it took a long time before I got to see him again. The first time we held hands was when we watched a horror movie together. The first time I took his arm was when we went to a haunted house in an amusement park. But I wasn't the one who grabbed him. A zombie jumped out and scared us, and he clung onto my arm. He had that cute side to him, and I was falling in love. Our second kiss was in the car. It's cliche, I know, but we drove around at night, looking at all the lights. We parked our car near a warehouse and kissed.
Warehouse,
I
of
don't
course.
think we ever said I love you, but we both knew. We were getting closer and closer. I introduced him to Iris about a month after I first met him. Iris never had a father figure in her life before. She warmed up to him immediately and treated him like a real dad.
Yeah, I'll just show this criminal I met on the street to my daughter. I'm sure that'll go over well.
From then on, it was always the three of us together. We would go to the beach, to the river, the zoo, the amusement park. Going to barbecues with another person was a new experience for me and Iris. Everything felt so fresh. Every day was so exciting.
But you knew he was a criminal.
Oh, sorry. You asked about the picture. He wanted to make okonomiyaki one day. He was working with the hot plate. It was ridiculous. He was trying to flip one, and it flew up in the air and landed right on my head. Iris saw the whole thing and laughed and laughed. I hadn't seen her laugh like that in a long time. I was having so much fun that I put an okonomiyaki on their heads too. Plop, plop. I added the bonito flakes and mayo and sauce. At this point, there was no going back. Eggs flew, flour going everywhere. The room was not a pretty sight. After our battle, we laughed like crazy. We were rolling around on the floor. So Iris decided to draw it. It's nostalgic.
Oh, so the room's just a fucking mess.
But those days didn't last. 6 years ago, in November, a man with a gun broke into our house. Fortunately, Iris wasn't home at the time, but my boyfriend was. That's why the gunman came. He wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him, and he would never stop. He pulled the trigger. I tried to protect him. The bullet hit me, but the police arrived. They were both arrested and incarcerated.
Why was he after your boyfriend?
Before he met me, he committed some terrible crime. I don't know the details, but it was awful. So he became a target for underworld criminals. I don't know exactly why, but I know that he betrayed them in some way.
The drawing on the wall looks interesting. Oh, I still gotta look at that more? Okay.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
I had heard that that incident was a random break-in gone wrong.
Oh. That's not true. I lied about it at the time, because of Mizuki. Mizuki is Iris's friend. If she found out, Iris would find out too. I didn't want Iris to know.
Mizuki benching.
Know what?
That I was dating a criminal. He was her father figure. Iris looked up to him. If she found out about his past...
Iris drew it when she was 12.
Date, we can't spend time reminiscing. We have to get moving.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, to Abyss. I'm gonna talk to 89 again. I returned to Abyss HQ. I returned to Abyss HQ with Iba. I needed to talk to the boss. As I entered the room, the boss smiled, like she was waiting for me.
I took care of what you asked for.
Number 89?
He's here, in the interrogation room.
I'm on it.
You'll go without me this time. I have some errands to run.
You mean killing Sosajima? Yeah.
One of the higher-ups needs me. I'll have Pewter go to the interrogation with you.
Understood.
But that guy's an asshole. No, he's not. He's a good guy. He does everything for the sake of science. Like Dr. Stone. I hope he's not gonna tell me that same fucking story he told me the first time.
Let's get started.
The man known as number 89 is sitting right in front of me. What's your name?
Number 89.
Your real name.
I don't know, I forgot.
Where are you from?
Djibouti.
Northeast Africa, a small republic of roughly 900,000.
Yeah, this is all familiar.
I don't take kindly to stupid lies.
Why did you call Sosajima's secretary?
Oh, you know about that. It's true. I called Sajima's secretary. I got him on the line and I told him something very important.
You spoke with him directly?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
I told him to call somebody.
Somebody?
I can't tell you anymore.
How many people have you killed?
I don't know. It's not like I'm counting.
About Shoko's murder.
Alright, let's get back to the topic at hand. 2 days ago, you called our investigation office. You said you know who killed Shoko Nadami.
That's right.
Who?
Hey, don't be so hasty. We haven't agreed on a deal. You're gonna let me out of prison, right?
Yes, I promise.
You're lying. You don't want to release me. That's fine. I was expecting this anyway. I just wanted a good excuse to leave the prison.
What do you mean?
You really want to know? Here's what I mean!
What? Pewter?
You'll make a good hostage for me. Take me to the exit. Now.
Pewter just stood there and let that happen. Come on, Pewter, don't you have some, like, magic science gun or some bullshit?
Oh, darn.
Are you kidding me? A criminal serving a life sentence just escaped from Metro Police. I ordered everyone to keep quiet about this, but it's only a matter of time before the press sniffs this out. We need to get number 89 back before then.
I want to go to Susukino.
Boss is sitting on the desk. Apologize, fuck.
Boss, it's my fault he got away. I'm sorry.
Don't waste time apologizing. Go catch him. I'm the one who has to go on an apology tour now. You really messed up this time.
Pewter is standing calmly. Where is number 89?
How would I know? After he got to the exit, he let me go. I didn't see where he went. I collapsed right there.
How did he get away?
He punched out an officer and stole his clothes. He put on the uniform and brought me with him at gunpoint. Well, he had the gun in his pocket, hiding it. No one on the floor even knew this was happening. He got on the elevator and made it to the ground floor.
He's got my gun,
He
too.
stole my security card. He said he'd kill me if I tried anything. I suppose the whole escape took him about 5 minutes. He must have planned this.
You're rather calm about all this.
I'm coming down from being terrified for my life. I'm in a bit of a fugue state right now.
Where's my gun?
Number 89 still has it. But don't worry, I have a spare. I'll give it to you later.
Summarize all this bullshit for me.
I know you are already aware of this, but there are security cameras all over this compound. I checked all of them. Number 89 fled in a car that was waiting for him.
So he had an accomplice.
Yes,
Did you see who was driving?
I did.
Who was it?
You know who it's gonna be. You fucking know exactly who it's gonna be.
You and I know him well.
Renju?
I told Boston Pewter about what Iba revealed to me.
Renju?
Why?
Date, Moma is calling.
Moma? From the Kumakuras?
I'll connect him.
No, from the Kamaguras.
Hey, Date, I just got the word. Renju's been seen.
What? Where?
Hey, don't forget our deal.
Deal? What deal?
You forgot already? I'm talking about Tessa.
Oh, right.
I'll be waiting. You know what to do.
What should we do?
We have no choice. We have to take her.
I love how disconnected Oda is from this timeline. Really is the best one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Late. You're late.
I'm going home.
Never! Have you forgotten the vows you exchanged?
Are you drunk?
No, of course not.
You're drunk.
I kid. I'm kidding! I can't believe I'm gonna shovel forge with you. I'm getting excited!
It's not what we agreed to.
We are not shovel forging.
I was talking about the date, silly.
Shovel Forge and a date are synonymous, apparently.
So where are we going?
Where should I take her? To where the dragon is? A really nice place, a gangster bar to a Yakuza office building. Well, the dragon and the Yakuza office building are the same place, so...
To meet the dragon.
The dragon? Like that dragon?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Like a fantasy world with swords and magic. And you're gonna teleport me there. Woohoo! I'm getting fired up!
She didn't completely understand, but I didn't have time to care. I took Iris to the Kurumakuras. Kurumakura.
Ooh, look at the dragon! So cool! So, this is a crime syndicate building, right?
Yeah, Kumakuras.
Yeah, Iris would be excited to go here.
You were trying to make me believe this was some kind of fantasy world?
No, that's what you thought.
Date lied to me!
Date, you bastard! You made Tessa cry!
Mister, save me! Throw this man into Tokyo Bay!
Got it! I'll have him sleeping with the fishes.
This is an interesting turn of events.
I can hardly believe it. Moma, I held up my end of the deal.
You sure did! You want to hear about Renju?
Mr. Okiura?
About Renju.
What happened to Mr. Okiura? I heard he escaped the hospital.
So did I, but I don't know anything more than that.
Please tell me?
Renju's escape from the hospital was strange. Three things stuck out to me. I laid out the facts. Mizuki was lured to the place where Shoko's body was found by a message sent from Renju's phone. I found Iris's body in Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I have a hair in my mouth. And earlier today, Renju fled with a prisoner escaping a life sentence, an assassin named Number 89.
Hold up. What were you saying about Tessa's dead body?
Oh, well...
Date saw a parallel world with my dead body in it.
A parallel world?
Never heard of it?
Oh, yeah, of course I have. Yeah, right. Parallel worlds and all that shit. Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I suppose he does.
Good, because I don't feel like explaining it.
But why would Mr. Okiura do that?
I don't know. He could be a hostage or an accomplice. Either way, I need to find him.
Sincerely
Sorry
apologize.
for bringing me here.
It's okay.
You don't have to be scared, Tessa. We're not thugs. We're just a gang.
About as contradictory as meatless beef.
The old boss was really violent.
He would take a cheese grater to someone's leg if they looked at him funny.
But after I took over, we went crystal clean.
Crystal.
Methamphetamines.
No, we don't do drugs. We don't deal with that stuff. We had to restructure the whole operation. Cut a lot of people off.
Cut?
Their throats.
No, not like that.
Introduce Moma.
Yeah, I haven't introduced this old man yet.
I'm 24.
Moma is lying. He is at least 48.
Absolutely.
Sorry for not introducing myself. My name is Moma Kumakura. I work for a prestigious advertising agency.
You run the Kumakura gang, right? You're like a mob boss.
How did you know that?
Is he stupid?
A little bit, yeah.
Tessa, if you're tired, you can sit on my desk.
On your desk. Moma may not look it, but he's a huge ASET fan.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm a huge fan.
Gambling.
Bet, debt, ASET!
Worries.
Forget, fret, ASET!
Now what does she say?
ASET, you bet!
Wow, my catchphrase! Thank you!
This is kind of embarrassing.
Hey, everyone's got their hobbies, man.
But sorry, Moma. I don't like gangsters.
I don't like gangsters either. Gangsters are awful. All those nasty Yakuza guys should drop dead, am I right?
Where are your goons?
They're out, looking for Renju. Besides, I can't have them here seeing me like this.
Good point.
That's an expensive looking ring.
Why do you care?
Can I have it?
What?
Can I have the ring?
Why would I give it to you?
Hey, can I have the ring?
Absolutely, of course you can. Here, take it. Wait, no. I can't give you this.
You're so cheap.
Come on, it's not like you're losing it.
It's exactly like I'm losing it.
Aww.
You guys are a good team. Like siblings.
About the Renju tip.
You said on the phone that you saw Renju.
Yeah, I had all my people looking for him.
So, tell me where he is.
I could.
Hey, I held up my end. I brought Iris like you asked.
Date, come here.
Moma took me to the corner of the room.
Date, I don't quite know how to ask this, but... Can you ask Tessa if I can shake her hand, please?
Oh, that's it? Sure.
Moma and I broke our huddle.
Iris, could you do me a favor?
A favor?
He, wants to see your boobs.
What the fuck, dude? I didn't say that!
Oh, sorry. What I meant was, he wants to shake your hand.
Oh, a handshake. Sure. I would never show my boobs.
Iris took Momo's hand gently and shook it.
Dante, this is the happiest day of my life. It feels good to be the boss.
So how about it?
Alright, here it goes. Renju was seen in 2 places. First, Sunfish Pocket, the maid cafe. Second, Ikume Shrine.
Sunfish Pocket and Akume Shrine.
Got it, thanks.
No problem, bro. Really.
Anyway, Moma, take care of Iris for me.
What?
What? Wait! You're leaving me here?
You'll be safe with him.
Are you serious? Look at his face! Not to mention he runs a crime syndicate. What if he sells me to the highest bidder?
Tessa, I would never do that! I told you, we're clean now. We all go home on time, we follow government regulations.
See ya.
Wait! What about Shovel Forge?
I told you I never promised to play with you.
But you promised me a date!
Date! Is this true? You son of a bitch!
Hey.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Good idea.
Date, you're gonna look for Mr. Okiura, right? Take me with you. If you do, I'll tell you about last night.
Her late night visitor.
Fine.
Hey!
Date, don't ignore me!
A clean gang?
Oh, that's just a toy.
Oh, just a toy.
Let's leave them alone for a while.
We have 2 places to check. Sunfish Pocket and Ikume Shrine.
I want to go to the warehouse too. I found my dead body.
Something bothering you?
No, I'm just curious. Oh, and one more
Back
thing.
there again.
Can we eat somewhere?
Food sounds good. I haven't eaten in a while.
Oh, my chest hurts. Getting hard to breathe.
Matsushita Diner. Why can we go there? Oh, to get something to eat. I'm an idiot. An idiot asshole. Oh, I'm already feeling winded, honestly. I don't feel too great. I feel pretty tired. I might stop in like another hour.
Ah, I'm so hungry.
Tessa, why are you here?
I told Date I was hungry, so
I've always wanted to eat here.
I'll have my usual, Ota.
Yes, right away.
Oda flew into the kitchen. Iris watched him go and Iris watched him go and take a seat. Iris watched him go and took a seat. Oda's cooking in the kitchen. Where's your mom?
She's in the living room. I think she's watching TV.
How about you? What are you doing here?
I was just doing some meditation, lying on the ground.
He means sleeping.
Date, why are you with Tessa?
We are
Not Shovel Forge.
on a date.
Oh, a date. Huh. A date?
I'm on an investigation, and she wouldn't let me go.
Date, I have some delicious fugu eggs. I promise they're not poisoned. Would you like some?
No thanks. I'm fine.
You're good at cooking, huh?
Yeah, my dad taught me when I was little.
You're making me something too, right?
Sure, my treat, Date.
Where is Renju?
You're still looking for him? Well, like I told you before, I don't know.
Oh, that's Hayashi Samba's Hayashi Vangole.
Who?
Date, you're drooling.
Oh, I'm just really hungry. Meow.
Huh?
What are you doing?
Oh, you don't know? It's good luck to imitate a cat in front of one of these.
Really?
Meow? Guess I'll have good luck.
Hey, Date. I've got this video of girls in bikinis washing this armored car. Wanna watch?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. It sounds like the kind of thing Date would like.
Kuroda Kazuaki's grilled tongue with salt.
Ring ring. Who's on the phone?
Who cares? Date, wanna have a pillow fight?
Tessa, not in the store, please. Hey, what has two hands on its face?
A mom playing peekaboo!
Yeah, exactly!
What's your usual?
Omelet rice! Ota's omelet rice is so good it gives me stomach cramps.
Is that a compliment?
You're embarrassing me.
Well, Ota appears to have taken it as a compliment.
You've been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Have you met Ota's mother, Mayumi?
Yeah, but I don't think she likes me.
That's not true. Mom is just jealous of how pretty you are, Tessa.
Not very reassuring. Whether out of jealousy or otherwise, she still doesn't like Iris.
About Iris's resurrection.
About your coming back to life.
Hold it! What do you mean coming back to life?
I decided... Sorry, I get really tired tonight. I decided to tell Oda about Iris's resurrection.
Date jumped into a parallel world where I'm still alive.
Tessa died?
Yep.
About that parallel world.
Hey, can you tell me about this parallel world idea in more detail?
Oh, sure. How should I explain this? Well, Oh, I know. Let's play rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, we're gonna literally have the Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah.
Explanation.
If we tie, nothing happens. We just shake hands. If I win, you have to give me something.
What if I win?
I'll do anything.
Anything?
Mm-hmm. Anything.
Date, your heart rate is rapidly increasing. Why exactly is that?
Alright, let's do this.
Okay, let's go.
Oda's just like, what the fuck, man?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
What should I throw out? Skizzers.
Shoot.
I lose.
Yay, I won.
Oh, no. You see, this looks like scissors, but it's actually paper.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, why did I throw out scissors? Why?
You're really not taking this well.
So I get my prize.
I don't have any money.
I don't want money. Instead,
Yeah?
can you pet my head and say Iris is a cutie cutie? The cutest person in the whole wide world? A cutie angel?
Fine. Iris is a cutie cutie.
No. Put your heart into it.
Iris is a cutie cutie, the cutest person in the whole wide world. A cutie angel.
I repeated the whole thing while petting Iris on the head. I was taking enjoyment on Oda.
Rock, paper, scissors, right?
I took great enjoyment on seeing Oda be a little bitch about it.
I won and you pet me. But in a different timeline, maybe we tied. Or maybe I obeyed your orders and did something really scandalous.
Rewind time, do it now!
I do not have that functionality.
So those timelines are what I'd call a parallel world.
So you think I jumped from a world in which you were dead to this one where you're alive?
That's what I think.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I wasn't so tired. I'd be more happy about all this straight up Zero Escape referencing.
Huh. Parallel world, huh? Can't believe it, but...
Sure you can. Parallel worlds exist. Do you know about the Mandela effect? Or the Booba Kiki effect? Or the 100 million balls? If I explained that, would you believe me?
Date, have you ever heard of ass slap theory?
Sounds really interesting, Tessa. I know some urban legends like that. The spatial temporal man, and the lost friend, and the story of two sisters.
Date, have you heard of the two wolf theory? A theory posits that there are two wolves inside you. One is gay and the other is also gay, which makes you gay. I've heard people talking about it. The Mandela effect.
Do you know Nelson Mandela?
Well, yeah.
How would you guys know about him?
The former president of South Africa. He helped abolish apartheid.
He died in 2013, but a strange thing happened. When the news broke, people all over the world thought, didn't Mandela die in prison in 1980? That's the Mandela effect. It's when your memory and history have discrepancies.
Widespread discrepancies.
There are lots of examples. Like the name of this kid's book with the bears having different spellings.
God damn it.
Or people remembering that Kennedy was assassinated in a 4-seat car. But in our world, he was in a 6-seat car.
Huh. I thought it was a 4-seater too.
Or that electric mouse from that video game. You probably remember the tip of its tail being black.
Wow, they're really digging for the references here.
It wasn't?
No, it's the base of the tail.
It's all yellow. And the design didn't change.
Oh.
Lines from movies, company logos, historical events, and little things. The Mandela effect is everywhere. Why do you think that is?
Because those memories are from parallel worlds?
That would explain it, I guess.
The Boba Kiki effect.
Dante, look at this picture.
Iris pulled up a picture on her phone. A splat and
There's a famous experiment regarding this picture. You show this image to people around the world and ask a question. Which one is Booba and which one is Kiki? Believe it or not, 98% of people asked have the same answer.
Probably top and bottom.
The rounder one is Booba,
Yep.
and the jagged one is Kiki. Isn't that weird? In other words, everyone thinks that Booba is a certain way, and Kiki is the other. It applies universally across languages and cultures. It's like something ingrained inside all humans.
Well, it's just, I think it has to do with the fact that the word just carries more weight. And Kiki also has more hard consonant sounds in it. So it kind of has like a spikier feel to it. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Like worshipping the sun and the sea, or thinking that the mother is soft and the father is jagged. Regardless of your culture or background, you probably think this way.
Yep.
It's what Jung called the collective unconscious. There exists a second psychic system of a collective, universal, and impersonal nature, which is identical in all individuals. That's what Jung said about it. Think of it like bamboo. Bamboo stalks look like individual plants since they're separated, but underground, they're all connected.
Yep, they're all giant, lumpy
might be
root.
like that too. Connected at a subconscious level.
Okay, we're just straight up getting into Zero Time to, Virtue's Last Reward.
That's...
Plot points.
Parallel world?
Yeah! You saved me in the dream, right? And dreams are all about our subconscious minds. So if you follow the roots...
You get to another bamboo stalk.
Yeah, something like that.
Quantum effects in the brain. 100 million
This world
balls.
is full of really interesting stuff. But you know the most interesting thing of all?
No, what?
That humans exist at all.
The universe developed in a very particular way to get here. If things were even slightly different, well, the galaxies and solar system and all of that might not have existed at all.
And that means humans would never be born. And even if everything happened exactly like that, The probability of human life developing is extremely low, and yet, here we are.
But we can only exist on those timelines, so it may seem rare, but to us, it's the only way. So for us, it's a 100% chance no matter what. Get me?
Imagine a box full of ping pong balls, labeled 1 to 100 million. Would you be able to pick out the 1?
Oop. Didn't need to do that.
Not likely.
But what if there were 100 million of you?
Well, then one of us would definitely pick up the 1.
Exactly! The birth of humanity is so improbable that it's basically a miracle. But if there were multiple universes...
Then it wouldn't be strange that at least one of them had humans in it.
She is describing the anthropic principle. I may have underestimated her intelligence.
Lost friend.
There's this kid, A. He's in elementary school.
I was watching this movie about a time-traveling kid we'll call M, and he goes back in time and almost bangs his mom.
Well, A had this close friend named Suzuki. One day, after school, they're walking home together. A turns around to tell Suzuki a joke, and Suzuki is laughing his butt off. And he's laughing and laughing, and he laughs so hard that his eyes fall out of their sockets.
What?
Well, they were hanging down out of his eye sockets. The nerves were still connected, but... A is of course in shock and doesn't know what to do.
Floating eyeball in the dark. Very apt comparison.
Suzuki just takes his eyeballs
description.
and jams them back into his eye sockets and keeps walking like nothing happened. So A asks him about it. Like, hey, are you okay? Your eyes fell out. A is really concerned for his friend, you know? But Suzuki just says, yeah, I'm fine. He doesn't say anything about it.
I mean, theoretically, as long as the nerve isn't severed, you could possibly get it back in, but...
And by now, A is really curious. But he's not getting any answers. So they just part ways and go home.
It's actually a very big fear of mine to lose an eyeball. Losing my eyes is like my biggest... My losing sight is like my biggest fear in life. I don't think I could live without being able to see. And just the idea of, like, eyes being so weak and prone to damage is, like, the thing that sucks the most. The fact that your nerve can't be reattached if it gets broken, it's kind of messed up.
The story only gets weirder from here. The next day, A goes to school, and Suzuki's not there. A is confused and asks his teacher about it.
He never existed.
Hey, where's Suzuki today? And the teacher says, Suzuki? Who's that? There's no Suzuki in this class. A says, what are you talking about? And he goes and asks all of his classmates about Suzuki. They all say the same thing. I don't know him. There's no Suzuki in this class.
So that kid must have jumped into a parallel world without Suzuki.
That's what I think.
What's up with the eyeballs, then? What does that have to do with anything?
Couldn't Suzuki just be an imaginary friend or something?
No, A was really serious about remembering Suzuki.
It is weird. And there's no way you can pop your eyeballs back in like that.
Well, not necessarily. There's such a thing as a dislocated eye. It actually isn't too hard to put your eye back in if it falls out.
Ota is correct. Dislocated eyes are easy to replace in their sockets. As long as none of the nerves or blood vessels were damaged, there are usually no lasting negative effects either.
But that
just
doesn't
hurts a lot.
prove this Suzuki exists.
Well, I guess not, but...
Summarize this for me.
When did you two get so knowledgeable?
Oh, I don't know.
Tessa is always writing about this stuff on the internet. That's why I decided to research it too. That's how I learned all this stuff. Oh, hey, I know about conspiracies and secret societies too. I find that stuff fascinating. If you want, we could talk about those.
Maybe next time. Now where's that omelet rice?
Done!
Oda brought the dish over. He laid out an omelet rice in front of me and Iris. Iris grabbed her spoon with a huge smile on her face.
Bon appetit!
She picked up a spoonful. No, actually, she tried to pick up a spoonful. Why did she drop the spoon?
Tessa, are you okay?
I'm fine. My hand slipped. Let's eat.
Iris and I ate the omelet rice in near silence. There was no conversation, just the sound of the spoon hitting the plate. The diner echoed with it. And before long...
Thanks for the food!
Iris was totally re-energized. Her face was back to her usual easy smile.
That was good. Ota, your omelet rice is seriously the best.
Yeah.
I want to hear the other stories.
Aw, thanks. I owe it to my dad. He taught me well.
I paid for the food. I paid for the food and stood to go.
Let's get going, Iris.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Come back soon.
Shit. Go back. Go back. I still feel weird that there's no branch here. Why would this tilt around if there's no branch? I feel, and not to mention, this is the dream that fucked everything up, so I'm assuming there's a point where we go back there. Can we do this yet? No. Yeah, can we restart this? I just want to go through all that. I just want to get the other stories here. Should have known that saying summarize anything results in that. Try throwing out paper, see if that actually works.
Shoot!
It did work.
Fuck! Yeah!
Date, calm down. You're going to pop a blood vessel.
Aw, I lost. But I made a promise. What do you want me to do?
If it's no trouble, I want to see your...
See what?
Let me see...
I will kill you if you say it.
Seal. I meant seal.
Seal?
Not the smoothest recovery.
Oh, I get it. You want to see me imitate a seal.
No, Iris, please.
Okay, well, here it goes, I guess.
Oh, she's just like, what the fuck?
Tessa, what are you doing?
We just played rock, paper, scissors, right? You won. And you made me be a seal for some reason. But in a different timeline, maybe we tied. Or maybe I got a prize from you.
If I had chosen rock or paper...
So those timelines are what I'd call a parallel world.
So you think I jumped from a world in which you were dead to...
That's what I think.
Huh. Parallel... Can't believe it.
Sure you can. Parallel... Do you know... Or the...
Sounds really I know the space...
Spatial temporal, man.
Yeah, it's sort of like a common experience. A lot of people have experienced waking up in an uninhabited world they've never seen before. And most of them describe seeing the same person. the spatial temporal man. He's supposed to be an ordinary old man wearing work clothes. The spatial temporal man guides people back to the real world. He tells them, this world is not for you, or something.
I'd like to meet him someday.
I don't know. What about others?
So, this elementary school kid, let's call him C. He goes to school and there's a bunch of things on the floor. Postcards, towels, a coffee cup, rice bowls, a sink, lots of stuff. But C realized that those were all things from his own house.
Dun dun dun.
How did they get to the classroom?
No one knows. It's not like anyone did it on purpose or there was a thief or anything.
Maybe something happened that made two parallel worlds fuse.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe I'm just full of shit. The two sisters.
So, there's this girl. Let's call her B. She's practicing.
Does she live
piano
in
on the
apartment
road,
123?
And her little sister is watching TV in the same room. B asks her to turn the TV volume down so she can hear her piano playing, you know? So B goes back to practicing, playing a little bit. But her sister doesn't turn the volume down. She's not listening at all. So B turns around to scold her. She was really gonna let her sister have it. But she's gone. She's nowhere to be seen. She thinks, I wonder where she went. But then B hears her sister at the door. I'm home. B runs to the front door and sees her sister and her parents standing there. So B asks, when did you go outside? But her mom says, what are you talking about? She went shopping with me. B is really confused by all of this, of course. She asks her little sister about it, and she learns that her favorite TV show was on. And before she went shopping with her mom, she was deciding whether or not she wanted to stay and watch it or not.
So depending on her decision, a parallel world was made.
Many worlds theory.
Yeah. And what B saw might have been from the world where her sister stayed behind.
Anything else?
I know a ton of stories like this. Like being suddenly transported 1 year into the future, and there's a missing persons report out for you. You look down at your phone, but you realize that it's not yours. It's not the one you remember having. You look through the contacts, and it's filled with names you don't recognize.
Sounds scary.
There's more, too. Like this town where everyone is Japanese.
You mean
but
like
they're speaking a completely different language. And all the signs and magazines and stuff have different letters.
You mean like this game?
And it's not like Korea or China. It's the Japan we know, but the language is different.
I mean the signs here are
That's a
normal.
prime example of a parallel world.
Alright, let's go. Cold storage warehouse. Yet again. It's like midnight now.
I saw it. I'm sure. Your corpse, Iris. Right here.
But I'm here now. Maybe I'm a ghost.
You don't look like a floating sheet.
But maybe they're not legs. Maybe they're my boobs.
I tried to picture Iris's breast swinging down there like that, and then I decided not to.
Didn't you say that you saved me in your dream? What did you mean by that?
I told you that I'm with an organization called Abyss, right?
Yeah, you told me 2 days ago.
We find clues in the minds of suspects and witnesses. We enter what we call Somnium, a dream world projected by their subconscious. That's what the entire organization is about.
How do you even do that?
We have
Magic.
a machine that we call the sync machine.
What is that?
It's a sync machine.
That's not an explanation. Tell me how it works.
Well, I can explain, but it will require a bit of background to understand.
Background?
Forklift. Yeah, your corpse was here.
So my corpse was on here?
Yeah.
Hey, get out of my house!
What the hell?
I'm a poltergeist inside the circuit board.
What?
You said I was a ghost, right? Maybe I'm haunting the warehouse with spooky astral projections.
What are you talking about, Iris?
Oh, look, there's the remote for the forklift.
Hi, I'm Jemima.
Everyone, why?
You too.
Why does everyone make the same joke?
What the hell?
The box made me think of like a giant robot.
A what?
You know, from kaiju movies.
Again, what?
That caramel over there looks so good.
Yeah, you're right. But if I tried to eat it in one bite, I'd break my jaw.
What are you talking about, Date? That's a cardboard box.
You started... Never mind.
She got you pretty good there, dude. Do you know about the BBB?
I've heard of it. The blood-brain barrier, right? Inside the skull, there's an
Oh, I thought we were
army
thinking
of
about the
little
Better
teeny
Business
tiny
Bureau.
soldiers that surround the brain. They protect the brain from bad stuff in the blood, right?
That's almost it, yeah.
The blood-brain barrier describes the architecture of the microvessels of the brain. It is a kind of shield that protects the brain. To get through, an object must be no larger than 0.4 nanometers. Objects too large to slip through the barrier cannot physically access the brain.
Do you know about the Wadjet system?
I guess not.
No, I know what it is. It's the core programming behind AI, right?
That's right. What's wrong?
What?
How do you know this?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
To borrow Pewter's explanation, with the advent of the Wadjet system, we can extract the data of the human psyche. This data is sent to the brain, which achieves the sync.
This kills the sync. Do you know about nanotechnology? Nanomachine, son.
Yeah! Technology related to really small things. Like, really teeny tiny things. And when they make the machine, they're called nanomachines. I heard they use them a lot for medical and tech fields. Some of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside your body and cure illnesses. They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said. Well, I don't know if it was like beep, beep or rrr. But anyway, nanotechnology costs tons of money. Only a few people can even afford it. My college professor said only the richest of the rich have nanotechnology. But he's pretty liberal, so...
Largely accurate. Nano is a prefix meaning 10 to the negative 9th power. A nanometer is therefore 0.0000000001 meters. The
Thank
same
you, Iva.
machine uses machines approximately 2.16 nanometers long. Viruses are on average 20 to 970 nanometers, so sync nanomachines are far smaller than that. This allows them to access neural circuitry. During a sync, the nanomachines are used to write in the syncer's data.
Here's how sync works.
Okay, you have the basics down. Let me explain how syncing works. Syncers like me equip the sync gear and use it to access the subject's brain. Inside the helmet are nanocables. And on the tip of each of these cables is a special nanomachine. But the machine can't reach the brain through blood alone. Do you know why?
The BBB soldiers say, "Go away," and push them back?
Well, yeah, kind of. But for the sync to work, we have to get the nanomachines into the brain itself. How do we do that?
Drill a hole in the skull?
No.
No.
In Shovel Forge, you can use a pickaxe and...
No, it has nothing to do with tools. We don't have to open a hole. Skulls already have holes in them. One of those holes is the optic canal, which is a nerve canal located behind the eyes. The nanocables of the sync
The optic
go
canal?
through your eyes, then go to the back of your eye socket, then through the optic canal to the sea.
The sea?
The sea of brain cells, anyway.
That sounds kind of romantic.
It's only a chunk of protein.
Here's also how sync works.
Once the nanocables arrive at their destination, they can begin the sync process. They slide into the brain like roots of a tree. And on the tip of each cable, the nanomachine sends and receives data. This is controlled by the Wadjet system. And that's how the syncer and the subject exchange information.
Exchange?
Think of it this way. The human brain has a max capacity of one psyche, one consciousness.
Multiple instances of consciousness inside one brain can cause a total collapse of higher brain functions.
You know how a car only has one steering wheel? If there were
tired
two,
to argue.
there would be accidents all over the place.
Well, don't some planes have 2 control sticks?
Okay, maybe it wasn't the best metaphor. What I'm trying to say is that the human body can only hold one person. If you try to have 2 people inside one brain, it will break.
I see.
Because of this, the syncer's data goes inside the subject's brain, and the only thing inside the subject's mind at the time of the sync are their memories. Like a house with no one inside. We syncers break into the house, look for clues, and leave. All within 6 minutes.
There's a time limit?
Yes. Or else, the house will collapse on our heads.
The neural circuits would become too deeply entwined with one another. To put it simply, the syncer would be trapped inside the subject's house.
That's fucking terrifying.
Thank you for explaining it. I don't completely understand how sync works, but still.
Just don't tell anyone. This is extremely confidential.
And you're telling it to the girl who fucking
okay,
does like e-blogs and shit all the time. Vlogs, there we go. God, I really need to stop.
Tell me this. Who did you sync with yesterday?
Didn't I show you his picture? Congressman So Sajima.
So that's why you know so much about him.
But you've never met him, right?
I haven't, I swear. Hey, Date. You saw my corpse here, right?
I did. I'm sure of it.
And in SoStream, you saved me from getting killed.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I resurrected.
Yeah.
Date, that means you're...
Crazy.
Date, is the cold too much for Iris?
Yeah, I'm freezing too. Iris, let's get out of here for now.
Roger that!
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the energy to keep going. Let's just see what we got in the files here. Iturup Island. The largest island in the Kuril island chain. I almost said clown. The largest island in the Kuril island chain between Japan and Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. Both countries claim this island is their territory. Because of the delicate situation, I had better not write my opinion here. Kunashir Island, an island located in the westernmost end of the Kuril Islands. Blood-brain barrier. The brain's defense mechanism, sometimes called the BBB, prevents harmful substances in the bloodstream from reaching the brain cells. It is not a hard barrier like bone, but instead a semi-permeable membrane of endothelial cells. I have said that only objects of 0.4 nanometers less can pass through, but that is not technically true. Some vitamins, amino acids, and glucose can pass through, though the exact mechanism for this is unknown. Conflict, a disagreement, contradiction, or clash. In computer terms, multiple tasks competing for the same file or memory area can cause conflict, which could result in a system failure. In game development, conflict arises when 2 or more people try to edit the same file at the same time. Conflict is also, of course, common among humans. Shikotan, an island located in the eastern part of Hobomai Archipelago, off Hokkaido. Shoot! What some people say when throwing out their hand in rock, paper, scissors. Anthropic principle. The concept that observations in the universe must be compatible with life capable of observing it. Imagine, for example, the surface of a table. On this table is a hole with a complicated shape. Countless objects are trapped into the hole, or dropped into the hole, but unless they match perfectly, the object will not pass through. Now imagine that myriad objects were dropped toward the hole over an infinite period of time. Eventually one object will fit perfectly in the hole. Let's call this object X. If X could think, it would observe that, to pass perfectly through the hole the way it did, the hole had to be exactly the same shape. They might even think that it could only be that They might even think that it could only and must be that exact shape. That is anthropic principle. Habomei Island. Islands, rather. Islands off the eastern shore of Hokkaido and the tip of the Nomura Peninsula. Fugu eggs. The fugu, a kind of pufferfish, is filled with tetrodotoxin and is extremely toxic. The lethal dose from oral ingestion of tetrodotoxin is 1 to 2 milligrams, which is said to be about 850 times the potency of potassium cyanide. Jobs. When used by Yakuza, it likely means an illegal or unscrupulous activity. It also has sexual connotations, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Jung. Carl Gustav Jung, Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist. Oh my god, I need to stop. Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist, most famous for his collective unconsciousness theory, which claims that certain images and ideas are shared by all mankind, which could explain phenomena like the Mandela effect. Marbled flounder, a saltwater fish approximately 1 foot in length, has a flat oval-shaped body with eyes on one side of its body. Lives in the waters around Japan and Tokyo Bay. Oh, it's like that fish in Animal Crossing. That's all we got. And that's all I got. I can't do anymore. I need to stop. I think we're about 2/3 through the game. I'm gonna stop here. I'll probably stream tomorrow, probably with hopefully like a normal length stream. And then hopefully I'll get another 2 streams in after that. It would be great to get this game done by the end of the week. I'm enjoying it, but man, it needs to kick up some of the special shit soon. I mean, it kind of is. This route is just this route is infinitely more interesting than the other routes, I'll say that. But, all this is for another day. I'm exhausted, and I'm going. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.